Kept you waiting, huh?
And a long way I know it has been, so as promised, it's time to finally take a look at the Kotobukiya 1/100 scale Metal Gear Sahelanthropus from Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. A really cool game that I have never actually played, but I've watched a bunch on YouTube, and I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I just haven't had a chance to play The Phantom Pain, unfortunately, but the characters, the story is amazing. You gotta love Yoji Shinkawa's artwork here, featured prominently on the front of the box. It's just all such a cool series, and I've really been wanting to build one of the model kits from the series. I don't have the Metal Gear Rex, although I would like to get one eventually and build that one as well. The Metal Gear Ray, actually, I'm not really as into. It's kind of the three, but that we have model kits of. The Ray would be kind of my least favorite, but who knows? If I really like this and then later get the Rex and really like that, then, you know, we'll see where it goes. But the other thing I'll mention about this is that the review for this kit will not come immediately right after the unboxing. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to build this on live streaming on Twitch. So this is going to be probably taking a few days to build. It's a pretty large kit. So I'll be building this over the course of a few live streams on Twitch, and then I'll get the review out to you guys once it's all done. So if you want to watch that, make sure you follow and subscribe to my Twitch channel. The link is down below. So yeah, again, really cool box right here in this really nice shiny box. Also, just want to say thank you, Plamo Attack Studio in Manila in the Philippines, and especially their owner, Carlo, who gifted this to me when I was there a little while back, and they were so kind to give this to me at that time, and I've just really taken too long to get around to building it, so I'm going to finally get around to this. And yeah, just thank you to them for a really, really cool gift. So here we can see on the side of the box in its Rex form and its standing form, both really cool. It's going to be really hard to choose kind of which one I like more. I really like the Rex form because it's just kind of like a throwback to the classic Metal Gear Rex, of course. But the standing form, of course, is really cool as well. Here we have, all in Japanese, some story, I'm guessing there, about the story of the Phantom Pain. The top and the bottom of the box are actually a little bit different. On the top it shows the Sahelanthropus in the standing form, and on the opposite side it shows the Sahelanthropus in the Rex form, so that's kind of interesting. Here on the side we have a bunch more images here showing some different gimmicks. You can see the extension of the main gun there. It does come with some water slides for the skull marking on that. The kind of mouth of it sort of does open up. It has a kind of sword whip thing as well. It has a couple, some figures here. I want to say pilot figures, I'm just used to Gunpla, but some figures here. I believe those are going to be in 1/100 scale as well because they kind of go along with it. We have Venom Snake, Skullface, Eli, and Psycho Mantis here. We also, I think, get a little like clear effect part for having Psycho Mantis kind of floating there. And then here's just showing you a picture of what the kit is going to look like without any paint or anything, without anything done to it, just straight out of the box. And the list price for this is quite pricey, 15,800 yen, so around $150. That's very, very expensive. But as you guys know, if you've ever built any Kotobukiya kits, they do tend to be more expensive for a few different reasons. And this one is just also just a very large kit, as you can see from the size of the box. It's the size of a large master grade box, and the fact that it kind of transforms and it's quite detailed and has a lot of stuff going in here. So here's this. Actually, I didn't know that was in there. Here's a sticker for the Plamo Attack Studios. So that's cool. I need to put that somewhere as well. If you guys are living in Manila, do check out their store. Really cool guys. Carlo, the owner, Roji, who's another guy, one of the kind of their main staff there. Really, really cool guy and great modeler as well. So since it's right here on the top, let's start off by taking a look at the manual. So just the box art here, once again on the manual, but without the shine on it, so you can kind of really enjoy that. On the back side is the kind of camouflage template in case you want to kind of copy that. It's a quite interesting camouflage template. I don't know exactly how I'm going to be painting it yet. I haven't really put too much thought into it, but that camouflage template is really cool. Inside here, we're greeted with some very, very nice artwork here. I believe this is maybe not Yoji Shinkawa's artwork, but maybe a different artist. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it looks a little bit different from Yoji Shinkawa's style, so I'm gonna guess that this is maybe not his, but some really cool illustrations here, just illustrations of different parts of it. We have some kind of mechanical illustrations of the cockpit there. Very cool. And then here's some more just images of the action, kind of just the gimmicks of the kit here, photographs of the painted kit. Then we have our parts list. We're going to have quite a lot of parts for this, of course. The pilot, or the little figures, I think might be pre-painted. We'll find out here in a moment. I'm not sure. That'd be pretty cool though. And then we have just the construction. So it's got here, it's going to conveniently tell you which runners you'll need for this step. So kind of steps 1 through 17, you need all of these runners. It's going to be kind of like most of them, but that's probably going to be a little bit helpful, I guess, if you want to pay attention to that. So it just kind of goes through all of the building process. I'll just kind of fast forward a little bit through this because it's going to be kind of a weird building process, I'm sure. Once we're finally through with everything, then it just gets to the stand. It does have a stand included with that. Pretty necessary, I would assume. And just kind of using the little effect part there for Psychomantis, and then about how to kind of use the different weapons and things like that, and then transforming it into the Rex form. So we'll see. I've heard that it's a little bit tricky of a transformation, but we'll see how that's going to go. And we do have a color guide here, color guide and decal guide, just showing you where to place the decals around on the head. I don't imagine that's going to be all very complicated to figure out. Color guide there again if you really wanted to stick to the official colors. And then finally just more camouflage template. So I guess it's giving you like the full camouflage template. If you really want to make it like really spot on, you can get like really full views of the kit. Here's just kind of a sample swatch there as well. It's pretty cool. And yeah, alright, let's get a look at the runners. Okay, so first off, this kit has no stickers. What do you think? This little kit for little baby boys? This kit only has a few water slides here for the skull head. Kind of wish that it maybe had a few more water slides for some other stuff on there, but you know, that's better than nothing. And oh, most certainly not, those little figures are not pre-painted. While many Kotobukiya kits will sometimes have some bits of pre-painting on them, yeah, I didn't really expect these to be pre-painted, but just seeing them in the manual like that, it just had me wondering. But anyway, they are really, really nicely detailed. Speaking of pre-painting though, I am kind of actually a little bit surprised that the skull is actually not pre-painted on the head of this. I kind of wouldn't have been surprised by that at all. Next we have some polycaps here in just black plastic. And then just because these are labeled a little bit differently from the rest of the kit, I just want to show you guys the base first. So here's like just kind of the main piece, and then our clear parts for the arms, and then the little clear part to hold up Psychomantis there. So we just have a few little clear parts here on these runners. And then starting off with runner A here, you can get a good idea of the size of this kit with some of these larger parts here for the head, and then this very large part here for the shield with some really nice details. On there, the detail looks very, very good. Also, the runners are kind of in order of color. So like the first bunch of runners are all in this kind of light bluish color, and then they all go to white, and then they all go to gray, and so on. So here we have runner B, which looks to be some of the larger parts for the main cannon on there. Again, fantastic details. Runner C, it looks like some parts maybe for like kind of the thigh, and then maybe parts for the head here, I want to say. Then runner D, just kind of more of the same, some of the larger kind of outer armor parts, obviously the main part for the top of the head there, all still very, very nicely detailed. For runner E here, you can see we have the kind of parts for that kind of radar ball thing. I'm not exactly sure what that's called. I have to look into that. I forget. And then some larger, like kind of the long parts for the gun, and some other bits on there. Runner F, getting into some of the smaller parts here, but still all in that same light bluish gray color. Runner G, just kind of more of the same here. And yeah, continuing on with runner H as well, just kind of a whole bunch of these smaller parts of outer armor still in that light gray color. And then runner I, some more parts here. I think these are going to be kind of mostly parts for the arm, as we do have 2 of this I runner. For a change of pace here, we've got a really small runner here for runner J, just a few white parts on there. We do have 2 of this J runner. And then we have runner K as well as another small little runner here of white parts. It's kind of just a little bit off-white, a little bit kind of warm cream colored white color. But then runner L, we're back to the larger size runners here, still in white with just a whole bunch of white parts here. Runner M, more white parts. Yeah, there's a lot of parts for this kit. Runner N, getting some really small parts on there, still in white. Runner O, a whole bunch more white parts even yet still, and then we do have 2 of that O runner. And then runner P is going to move into our next color here, which is a kind of very slightly purplish, kind of dark gray color. So you can see an inner part of the gun there, very nicely detailed, as well as the hands. I think it's going to have like open hands and closed hands, I believe. So you can see there's the open hand there, very cool design and really nicely detailed. And runner Q is kind of like similar, just a whole bunch of gray detail parts. The other half of the inner part of the gun, the closed hand here, you can see is like kind of the closed fingers, and I think that's kind of like one of the thumb parts there for that. Runner R here, just a bunch more gray kind of framed and joint parts, things like that. Runner S, a whole bunch more parts here, another very large runner, and we do have 2 of this S runner. Then runner U, a kind of smaller runner here for some other kind of joint parts. Runner V is our kind of like sword effect part kind of thing. And it's really cool. It's kind of interesting. It's in like this really dark clear. So it's kind of very odd indeed. And finally, last but not least, runner W for just a few more gray parts on here. And that is it. So that is it for the unboxing, guys. It looks like it's going to be a very cool kit. Quite complicated, quite a lot of parts. You can see where that price tag is coming into play. You still may be thinking that that list price is still quite high for the kit, but it's definitely going to be pretty large, pretty involved, and very, very detailed. So I think it's going to be a really cool, interesting kit, but I just hope that it's stable. Sometimes a lot of parts in a really big kit can make it a little bit unstable. We'll just have to see. I think it's going to be really cool either way. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. Leave any other questions, comments down below. Again, the review for this kit will not be coming up immediately after this. I'm going to be live streaming the building of this over on Twitch. So follow over there, and then I'll get the review out for you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.